Good day everyone, I'm Christian R. Pangbatan and from DC Pet 31, and in this video I will be sharing my reflection on a Supreme Court case entitled the Christian Cadahas y Cabias versus the um, people of the Philippines, decided on November 16, 2021. So the first of all, this case is very relevant in today's digital age because it involves social media, online communication, child protection, and the limits of privacy rights. And with the increasing use of Facebook, Messenger, and other online platforms, this case serves as a strong reminder that actions done online can still result in serious legal consequences. So, in this video or in this reflection, I will discuss all about the what's the case is all about, the facts of the case, the legal issues involved, the ruling of the Supreme Court, and finally my personal takeaways and learning from the case that we are reviewed. So first of all, what's the case is all about. So this case revolves around child pornography and committed through online means. So Christian Cadahas y Cabias was accused of inducing a minor or a 14-year-old girl identified as AAAA to send sexually explicit photos of herself through Facebook Messenger. So because of this, he was charged under the Child Pornography Act of 2009, Republic Act number 9775, in relation to the Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012. So this main issue of the case is whether requesting or persuading a minor to send nude photos online constitute child pornography, or whether the messages and photos obtained from Facebook Messenger can be used as a valid evidence in the court. So the second we will take is the fact of the case. This fact of the case, Christian Cadahas, who was already 24 years old, met a 14-year-old minor through Facebook. They started communicating with each other regularly through Messenger. Then, where their conversation later become sexual in nature. So, during their online exchanges, Cadahas requested and encouraged the girl, AAAA, to send nude and sexually explicit photo of herself. So, the girl or AAA complied and sent these photos through Messenger without thinking. So later on, the mother's child discovered the messages and photos on her daughter's account. Then, disturbed by what she saw, and she reported the incident and to the authorities. So the messages and images were then used as evidence against Cadahas. So Cadahas denied the accusation and argued that the photos were sent voluntarily by the minor, or the messages violated his right to the privacy, and she said that there was no actual inducement on or coercion on his part. So despite this argument, the trial court and the court of the appeals found him guilty, which led him to elevate the case to the Supreme Court. So the third issue is the issue of the case. So the first issue in this case are the Facebook Messenger conversation and the photos admissible as evidence, or do they violate the right of the privacy? And I guess the second issue is, did Christian Cadahas induce the minor to produce child pornography or as a required by the law? Or the third issue, does the consent of a minor excuse or accuse something or just justify the act of sending nude photos? So these issues are important because they balance constitutional rights such as privacy with the state duty to protect minors from exploitation. So um, then I guess that's the third part. And for the fourth part, the ruling of the Supreme Court, um, ruling of the Supreme Court from the issues, the Supreme Court denied the petition and affirmed the conviction of Christian Cadahas. So the messenger conversation and photos were admissible as evidence. The court explained that the evidence was not illegally obtained, this message, or were voluntarily shared with the minor. So, and the accused failed to timely object during trial. Therefore, this claim of violation of privacy had a no merit. So, that's, that is the first part. Then the second one is there was clear inducement. So the court found that Cadahas messages showed encouragement, then persuasion and prompting, which clearly what you call this constituted inducement under the Anti-Child Pornography Act. So the third one is the consent of a minor is not a defense. So the Supreme Court emphasized that minor cannot legally give consent to act involving sexual exploitation. So even if the minor willingly sent the photos, the law still consider it a crime when an adult induces or encouragement such a acts. So as the result, I think Cadahas was found guilty beyond reasonable doubt for violating the anti-child pornography law committed through cyber crime means or cyber means. So and the last part is my takeaways and learning in these issues. From this case, I learned several important lessons. First, I guess this highlights how serious the law in our country is when it comes to protecting children, especially in online spaces. The internet is not just a safe shield for illegal acts. Then the second one is privacy rights are important, but they are not absolute when technology is used to exploit or harm minors. Privacy cannot be used and excuse or accuse, I guess. Then the third one is this can remind us that online action have real world consequences through sending messages. Then um, photos and chats can all be used in the court as a evidence. Then the fourth one is the consent of a minor do not legalize exploitation. This law or the law prioritize protection over permission when it comes to the children. Then lastly, as a student and social media user, we should be more aware or responsible and respectful. And another one is being a cautious in how we communicate online. This case serves as a warning and lesson for everyone living in our digital ages. So in my closing in this video, I think Christian Cadahas y Cabias versus the people teaches us that technology must never be used to exploit others or vulnerable peoples, and that the law will always step in protecting the children. So thank you for watching my reflection video. I hope you learned something from the case I just did. Thank you everyone. Thank you.